Hi, I'm Vinny.
And I'm Denise.
Ah, great, another subscriber.
And
Hi, I'm Vinny,
I'm Denise.
and we are Project
Project
Frugal.
Frugal.
Hi, I'm Vinny,
And I'm Denise.
and we are Project Frugal. Well, we would be if Denise said something at the same time, which is what we'd planned, but you never did.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah, you weren't ready. Okay. So we've been on YouTube for 1 year. 1 year as of the 28th of December 2020, and it's now been 1 year and 1 day this channel's been going. And why we started this channel was something interesting to do, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And it meant that you could go and spend money on new equipment.
Yeah, because I like spending money on occasions. Even though we're frugal and this channel is about frugality and financial independence, I don't have a problem spending money if it's something that's interesting and a toy, for example, because
Your drone?
drone. Older men need toys. You got to have some toys to play with. It doesn't matter how old you are, whether you're a little kid or you're a grown man or whatever. A lot of grown men have cars, fast cars, etc., or planes or boats or something. But I'm not really into boats, cars, or that sort of thing. But I am into electronics, and I like making things, creative things. And Denise, you like creating things, right?
Yeah. So I like, obviously, spending time in the garden and also creating different designs using predominantly recycled fabrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's frugal.
Yeah, it's frugal.
Yeah. So if I can make something that doesn't cost me any money, then I feel like I've achieved something.
Yep. So we're both creative people. We both like creating things. I like creating music. I like writing software. I like making videos for YouTube. Well, I do now anyway. So we're going to run you through a few of these videos that we've made and just point out some highlights and obviously some lowlights as well since we've been going. So let's check it out. Here we go. We've got 120 subscribers now after 1 year, and we've got roughly about 70 odd videos. We're just going to take you through a few highlights. The first video we started with was Red Currant Jam, and this was from Denise's former channel. Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, it was an attempt to start a YouTube channel without really doing any research and with no video editing skills at all. But we used it to get the channel started, and it has actually done relatively well, hasn't it?
The next day we decided, well, it was actually on the 28th itself of December last year, a year and 1 day ago, we decided that we needed some sort of equipment because we had a couple of phones. We didn't really have, I've got some recording gear, some audio gear, but we wanted sort of something that was going to be suitable for doing YouTube. So we created the second video, which was basically us driving from our hometown of Wainuiomata into Wellington to go and buy a camera.
Hey, so we're just off into town and we're going to look for a camera. Going to buy a camera, eh?
Yep.
Because we're going to try and become YouTubers.
Yeah, and that was quite a long video. What do you think? 18 and a half minutes. It was quite boring, to be honest, but at the end of the day, when you're starting out on something like this, you don't really know what you're doing. So in hindsight, we would have just basically cut down a whole lot of the footage because it's to be honest, it's quite a boring video. And but you got to learn. You got to learn these things.
Yeah.
Not long after that, I know all these videos here say 6 months, but there's a story behind that, and we'll get into that shortly. With our backyard chickens, Denise wanted to change the stuff in their cage.
Yeah. So we'd run out of what we had been using, and we found somebody that was selling organic or non-processed wood, is it? Non-treated wood chips. So we went and got some of that for their hen house. And so that was the start of, well, it was the introduction really to some of the pets that we have.
Yep, so third video in, we've got some pets showing up, and obviously try and get the cats in there. Same with the Back to Eden and Garden video there. That was basically Denise is into the Back to Eden gardening method, which essentially is using nature to replicate nature, as it were, by following nature by different layers of stuff
Mm.
going onto the ground and topping it off with wood chips to retain moisture and grow stuff better. So that introduced Daisy the cat. Really getting serious into video number 5, we purchased a drone. I got it from Amazon. It took quite a while to get here, but you know, maybe, I don't know, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks, which is okay. You know, it's coming from the US, it's fine. And that was pretty much our biggest purchase on the channel. So we've now got a decent camera at this point. It's a Omni Action. Where is it? It's floating around somewhere. This little camera here, this is the Omni Action. I think it cost about $300 and something, but you can check that video out over here on the card. Go and check that one out if you're interested. That was on the Wainui to Wally video when we purchased that. We'd done that one about the drone, which was quite cool. It was kind of fun going to fly that for the first time.
Yeah.
And then I decided to do one on financial independence, retire early, which sank like a sack of spuds. Wasn't a great video. Don't watch that. We'll probably do another version of that, and we'll try and improve that one. We're not going to go over every video that we've done, but just some of the highlights. I made one on Excel spreadsheets, which was 35 minutes long. That was our first sort of long video that we'd ever done. Got a few views. Well, 11 views according to this. That's another story. We'll come back to that. But probably won't be doing that one in a hurry. It's a very useful video if you want to create a budget, though. Very useful. So I would recommend that you go and check that one out there. Finally get on to the supermarket. Now, the supermarket was interesting because COVID had just sort of struck down, hadn't it? It was sort of around the place, and people getting locked down and everyone having to scan into the supermarket. But essentially that video is about, which you can watch here, by the way, that video was about getting good deals at the supermarket. And there's plenty of good deals. People just got to use their head and look for bargains, buy in bulk. Plenty of good tips in that. And we got some real good bargains that day.
Yeah, we did. And actually going shopping with Vinny is actually a real experience, I have to say.
Yeah, I think she's...
I don't know how many times I have put something in the trolley and he's taken it out and gone and got a better deal.
Yeah, no, I'm always... I mean, we went to the supermarket today. We got some tomatoes, tin tomatoes. We thought they were 78 cents each. They turned out to be $1.49 a can. No, sorry, we're not buying those. 9 odd cans it was, I think, eh?
Yeah.
No, they all had to go back.
They all had to go back.
Yeah, and I went and had another look for...
I would have just left them there.
Yeah, well, she would have. But, you know, it's okay. We did a trip up to Waikanae to go and visit one of Denise's friends there, who's watching this video, I hope. I hope you're watching this video. She doesn't live in Waikanae anymore, but...
It's just down the road.
But it was an excellent opportunity to do some more filming, learn more of what we're trying to do. We wanted to grow some potatoes. We had a bunch of spare tyres, perfect for growing potatoes in because they retain the heat. And what an opportunity. So if you want to learn how to grow potatoes, check out that. So time to move outside, get a little bit of drone action happening, and we did backyard cleanup. Got the old drone, flew over the neighbourhood. Hopefully we didn't roll up too many of the neighbours, and did a bit of a backyard cleanup essentially, and had a nice ice cold tui beer, which was nice on a hot summer's day. So this was a year ago. Now even it's summer in New Zealand at the moment, even though this says 6 months ago, it's actually literally probably 12 months ago. 11 months ago anyway. It was time to do a bit of cooking in the kitchen, and it was time for some gourmet noodles.
It's his recipe, not mine.
I love noodles.
Yeah, he does.
I even got a really good deal, and I think I paid like 10 cents a packet for them on one of the deals I got. I literally bought 3 boxfuls of noodles, and I can't remember how much they cost. It was like maybe $18 worth of noodles, and I don't know, it must have been a good 60, 70 packets or something like that, but they all went, they got eaten. Anyway, check that one out here. It's a great recipe, and it's cheap, and it's tasty, and it's quick. What more could you want?
I love doing things like arts and crafts and sewing. So I've started to do some tutorials, and there are a few on the channel right now. There's Sew a Beanie Hat, and there's also Make Yourself a Denim Poncho. I will be doing more as time goes on, and we're actually going to be filming one tomorrow, aren't we, Vinny?
Yep, no doubt.
Actually, the denim poncho one has been our most successful video so far, is it?
Yes, it has been our most successful video. But unfortunately, for some strange reason, YouTube doesn't actually show them all of the videos on the screen. You order it by video, and there's literally 4 or 5 missing, and I don't know why, because it doesn't make sense. They all say they're public videos, but for some reason they're just not showing up. So I don't know, it beats me.
These particular videos are step by step, and they're great if you want to do a little bit, then stop the video and replicate what we've just seen, and then carry on. So they're designed to be like that.
Yep. Moving on, we cleaned up the front yard. That was great. We fixed a sore foot on the wrong chicken. Unfortunately, that chicken has passed to the other side now, but she had a nice burial. It was a good time. Well, it wasn't a good time, but she was a great chicken. All our chickens have been great. We've had 9 so far. We've got 3 left, however. We also bought a webcam for the channel, and this is the one you're actually watching on now. It was a 64 New Zealand dollar webcam. I got it after doing lots of research, because that's what I do. Anytime I ever go and buy something, I will make sure I'm getting the best amount of value for my dollar. So compared it with my existing webcam, it's a lot better, and it was literally half the price of the old one when I got it. Denise found some crab apples down the road.
Yeah, so I went crab apple picking with my friend. Just come down the road here, and I am going to pick some of these little crab apples, and it looks like they're just going to go to waste, so I'm going to pick a few and make some crab apple jam. And there was another tree that was just around the corner from our house, so we managed to actually get quite a few crab apples, and so I made jam. I made crab apple jam for the first time, so I've never made it before.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the sugar, it would be awful. But it's crab apples are notoriously sour, right? But
yeah,
that jam was delicious. So hopefully you'll make some more when it's crab apple jam season or whatever.
Probably about February, March, maybe.
Yep, yeah. Sounds good to me. I've been investing for literally 4 years, roughly around 4 years, and because Denise is on a different tax bracket than me, we decided we would build up a portfolio for her using Sharesies. We'll put the link down below for if you want to sign up with Sharesies. You'll get $5. We'll get $5. Sometimes I've got better deals than that, but that's the way it goes. We made a series, and we basically, what we do is we put in $500 a week.
Yep.
Yep, $500 a week, so $1,000 a fortnight. I get paid fortnightly at my job. We live frugally, so we've always got money left over, and we basically maximise the money that we've got because we want to attain financial independence. We want to keep on going with the frugal living and not have to rely on having a job, so we can basically pick and choose what we want to do further down the track. So it's important to take steps to achieve that. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail, as the saying goes. So we started that series. Denise invests $1,000 every 2 weeks when we get paid, and I give her some recommendations, but ultimately it's up to her to what she's going to invest in, and she'll do what I say anyway, so that's good, eh?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going all right so far. I mean, the portfolio is up about $500. I think it's next payday it's going to be up to over 19,500, something like that, 18,500. I think it'll be 19,500. So
yeah,
it's getting up there. And the idea of that video series is to basically save $100,000, show the viewer what we're investing in. Maybe they'll get some ideas. It's a good encouragement. You just keep saving, you keep saving, you keep saving, and eventually you've got a whole pile of money. And I never used to be a saver at all. Probably you didn't either, right?
No, not really.
No. So it's something we've learned over the last few years, and it's been pretty awesome. It's great to know that you've got that money sort of put aside for a rainy day, or if you want to do something down the track, like start a YouTube channel, or fun, put a new roof on your house, or buy a car, or just have it for emergencies or whatever. It's a really good thing. Now, it was about 6 months into our journey when we came across a major problem. Denise had originally created the channel 10 years prior, and we thought we were doing a good thing by recycling and upcycling the channel by using her old one, but unfortunately it had a different name on it, and once we'd reached 100 subscribers, which we'd just done, we were unable to change the custom URL, so we had a slight problem, and what we had to do was basically save all the videos, which we did, save all the data, and start from scratch. So here we were 6 months into our journey, It's now been 12 months. And we had no subscribers. So I had to reach around to anyone who'd subscribed that I knew personally, get them to resubscribe, and we had to start from scratch once again. But a silver lining to this is we've now reached over 100 subscribers again. We've got a proper custom URL, the one we actually wanted, and it's time to move forward. Yay.
So one of the things that I like to do is keep a minimalist wardrobe. So this is where you can actually save a lot of money. So that goes hand in hand with thrift shopping, and there's a couple of videos there where my friend and I go and visit different thrift shops in a certain area. It's a lot of fun. We go out for the day and we have a budget of probably about $30 each, and we come home with whatever we've purchased. And sometimes it's things for the house, sometimes it's things for the family, and sometimes it's clothes for me. And that works with my minimalist wardrobe. So I like to keep about 40 items in my wardrobe at any one time. And I find that if I go over that, I never know what to wear. So those are a couple of good videos to watch, aren't they? Give you some idea of how to keep a good, a basic wardrobe that doesn't cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, and I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. Basically, I get all my business shirts, I get them off Trade Me or second-hand stores, because there's no point paying for new ones. You're going to wear them out. And if you don't like them, if you're paying, somewhere $7 or $8 for one, if you don't like it, it's not the end of the world, right? You can always recycle it, give it back to someone else. So no point spending money on clothes if you don't need to, right?
Exactly.
We love yams, and they grow like weeds. And
Yeah.
check that video out here for harvesting yams. Basically, we'll be harvesting them every year. And delicious. We'll probably we're aiming for at least a bucketful next year.
Yeah, a couple probably.
Maybe 2 bucketfuls.
Got some more to plant.
Yeah, we got some more to plant, so we'll try out a different area of the garden, see how that goes. And we're in the yams because they're about $8 a kilo, maybe $10 a kilo in New Zealand at the moment. So
they're called
Ocker, yeah,
Ocker.
something like that. But New Zealand, they're just called yams, so that's all we know them by.
So this one's your side hustles. Vinny's into side hustles. Actually, we both are, sort of, aren't we?
Yep. So I've sold Trump hats. I've sold recyclable straws. I've sold USB hubs. I've sold Wi-Fi smart plugs. Basically, you can control the plug from your phone. I've tried a few things. I don't need to do side hustles at the moment. Basically, YouTube is hopefully going to be our side hustle long term.
Yeah, so we're looking to grow it.
Yeah, obviously we're looking to grow this channel, and if you like and subscribe and hit the bell notification for more, we would be most grateful. And but there's ways you can make money besides your regular job. You can get a second job. There's all sorts of things you can do. And when we were getting out of debt, which a few years ago, we've got a story. Well, we will have a story about that. I will cover that this year on how to get out of debt and basically what we did to get out of debt and become. We're not financially independent yet, but we're on the way to doing it, and a whole bunch of steps you can do to do that. And the first thing definitely is to target debt.
I market for friends and other people that I know, and also I've got a Trade Me account where I sell secondhand, good quality secondhand clothing, which is probably something we could do a video about. And I've got an online store as well. So at the moment we're just looking at how we can combine everything that we do with the channel, but also what I do on the side as well, like the eco fashion side of things and all of the products.
We'll have to come up with a plan and a way we can structure it to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
And potentially, if we can make enough money out of it, we could basically be self-employed, which would be great. Working from home, doing things that we're interested in, and not having to go to your 9-to-5 job if you don't have to. Why wouldn't you want to do that? So Denise can spot an eye for a bargain, and she'll find anything on the side of the road and want to drag it home.
I love things on the side of the road, but he never wants to stop. He never wants to stop to check it out. I always want to stop and bring things home because well, look at that little corner side thing that I found on the side of the road. I sold that for $75.
Oh, well, that's a good deal. Yeah, well, so last night it was, what was it?
Trellis.
Trellis, that's right.
So instead of going and buying trellis, here was some free trellis on the side of the road. But
so where we were going with that was Denise found these compost bins on the, pallets on the side of the road, which obviously can make into compost bin, and she's seen an opportunity. We went for a drive, did a bit of filming, made a video out of it, which is always good.
We got 4.
Yeah, and
because we already had 4, so we've got 2 compost bins that sit side by side.
Yeah, free little project to do. Literally doesn't take long. It's get out of the house sort of time, sort of project, and
make it a bit of fun.
Yeah, you can whip it up in 5-10 minutes, and it's no big deal. Denise was doing some reporting for an online newspaper called the Daily Examiner, which is based in New Zealand. Check it out we'll put the link in the description below. And she covered Freedom Day and a March on Parliament, which was to do with things in the media, shall we say, surrounding certain flu bugs and other sort of things that might be associated with any sort of flus or common colds that we cannot say on air because the video might get censored. So we won't even mention that. But anyway, that was basically coverage of those sort of events.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of people, and they're mainly protesting against the mandates that go along with the NOODLES.
Yeah, so all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. So I made some spaghetti bolognese, and it was magnificent, and we just basically had a...
He likes doing these cooking videos.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a master chef, but I like cooking certain things. I rate myself. I don't know if Denise rates myself. She always eats my food. So
the bolognese. I don't like the noodles, but the bolognese was good.
Anyway, delicious. No meat. You don't need meat. I love meat, but you don't always need meat for certain things. In fact, Denise got me into lentils. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, vegetarian.
Yeah, well,
lentil shepherd's pie.
Lentil shepherd's pie, absolutely magnificent. Yeah. So that's all good. We did a trip down to Nelson. Nelson's my original hometown, and took a tiki tour down there, and cost quite a lot of money. It's amazing when we're not big travellers, and it's amazing how expensive things are. So really, things have really escalated in terms of price, but that's the way it goes. So we went on the ferry, we took the car over, and it was nice to get out of the house, get out of the city, and just have a look.
And basically just filmed the footage coming back from Nelson to Wellington. So we've got some footage on the ferry and just along the way. Yep. It was actually a really nice day.
Yeah,
so
nice.
We've got some good footage.
It was good. A friend of ours called us, and she said she was interested in crypto, and she had some sort of opportunity. Now, obviously, being in the financial independence and the frugal living game, I was interested. I don't know a lot about crypto, but I was interested in finding out a little bit about it. So she came over, and as it panned out, it was actually a Zoom call with a couple of guys that I don't know where she met these guys from. I think she knew one of them, and the other guy was another guy. But anyway, it was a thing called Hyperfund, which is now morphed into Hyperverse. Essentially a multi-level marketing scheme. So you can check that video out here, where I go and analyse it, see if it was worth it or not, see the pros and cons. Unfortunately, it looks like there's more cons than pros, that's for sure. But yeah, check it out. I'd recommend having a look if you ever get someone contacting you about Hyperfund or Hyperverse.
So continuing our trip on being frugal, we need to do quite extensive section cleanup, which involves cutting down branches of trees that have become wildling. I don't know what she's talking about. They're not pines. They're just wild trees.
Yeah, well, sort of wild natives, right? Or just,
yeah.
Yeah, and let's just say home maintenance is not my forte. No. I'm going to have to learn how to do it.
Yeah, he is.
But it's not my number one thing. So anyway, we bought a chainsaw, and we did a bit of research on it. You can check that video out here. And I've never used a chainsaw. You know, I'm in my early 50s, never used a chainsaw. Now's the time.
So it's an electric chainsaw, not a petrol chainsaw.
Yeah, so it's very eco-friendly, right? Yeah,
well,
yeah, very eco-friendly. We're all about the eco, aren't we, Denise? Oh, okay.
The wood chip pathway, that was fun to do. That was just a small project where I actually got given quite a few wood chips for free.
Yep, and it keeps the weeds down, and it looks attractive, and it keeps the moisture in, and eventually it breaks down, and you'll have some amazing soil. So it's definitely worth doing. We can use that soil. around this area here, it's just all clay.
Mm-hmm.
So really the soil in the Wellington region, it's just, I don't know how clay works exactly, but it's all clay.
Yeah.
You've got to have something that's not clay if you want to grow stuff, so we'll work on that. We also did a summer harvest where Denise got some of our early summer pickings out of the garden.
Yeah.
Got zucchinis, we've got some herbs.
They're doing really well.
We've got mint, we've got...
The garden is doing really well.
We've got fresh eggs thanks to our chickens out the back there. Soon we'll have peaches, we'll have grapes, we'll have a couple of apples, not a great deal of apples, but we'll have some anyway. We'll have beans, silver beet, we've had broccoli, hopefully we'll have some corn, some carrots, some potatoes, some snow peas, some strawberries.
So it's got, we're about halfway
Yams.
through summer, are we? Halfway through summer, so
gooseberries.
it's time to actually do a bit of a refresh of the garden, put some more lettuce plants in and things like that.
There's a lot of food that we are trying to grow on our property, which is going to be amazing. I mean, the more food you can grow, the less money you spend. You get outside, you get a bit of fresh air. And,
Definitely.
And it tastes so much better, and it's amazing. You know, I love going out to get some parsley just out the front. It's such a lot of flavour to any sort of meals, especially spaghetti bolognese, right? Yeah. Bit of spaghetti bolognese, bit of parsley. Now, unfortunately, we can't grow any cheese, which is disappointing, but some things we're going to have to buy, right?
Yeah.
And then the last video that we've got currently on the site, besides this one that you're watching now, is when I got called up a couple of weeks ago, and it was a company called, claiming to call themselves LIONETIX. Basically, I recorded the call because straight away there was red flags. I knew it was going to be a scam, as you know, most people cold calling you generally is. You can watch that video here. It's pretty long. It's our longest video to date. It's over 90 minutes long, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a listen if you want to hear what scammers sound like and what tactics they'll try to use on you. And, good stuff.
So don't forget to like our Facebook and Instagram pages. We are working on a website, so that's getting an overhaul at the moment. And as soon as that's ready, we'll be doing a video about that as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, probably. So there you go. So there's an overview of our first year on YouTube. We've got 121 subscribers. I think we've gained 1 or 2 subscribers since we've been doing this, creating this video, which is fantastic. So thank you very much. We really appreciate every single subscriber, every single person who's viewed any of our content. We're looking to move forward with this and get more subscribers, get more views, obviously. Get the word out, how people can save money, how they can be financially independent for themselves, and basically improve their lives. So we're looking at just trying to grow the channel, get to 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, so we can monetize it, because that then becomes another revenue stream for us. So we can possibly work less and create more videos. And if you like the content, then please feel free to comment, ask us dumb questions, anything you want. Ask us
questions, like the videos.
Yeah, like the videos. Hit the bell notification.
Share the videos if you like them.
Tell us anything you want to see, and if it's a reasonable thing, we will do it. And we also want to fix up our house and basically get it to the point of selling. What we haven't discussed is possibly that we might be moving from this house. We haven't decided yet. No. But what we want to do, regardless of whether we move or not, we want to get the house in a good state, in a good order, ready for sale, and the grounds. Yep. So we'll be doing a lot of content around fixing the house up, fixing the section up, and maybe we'll move, maybe we won't. And if we do move, where are we going to move to?
Well, we've looked at Portugal, which is really appealing. Both of us would actually like to go and spend some time in Portugal. Otherwise, maybe to a smaller town within New Zealand, probably in the North Island.
Yeah, there's a few good reasons for that.
Because it's cold down south.
Yeah, it is cold down south. And if you can get a property, if you can sell your existing property, let's say, today's market, which is ballistic, it's gone crazy. Let's say we're mortgage free now. Let's say we sold this house for $1 million, as an example. And then we went and bought something somewhere, whether it's overseas or in New Zealand, and let's say we paid $300,000 and we invested the rest of the money, $700,000. If you can get a 4% return, you're getting roughly about $28,000 a year. Yeah. We can definitely survive on $28,000 a year. So we could spend our life making videos. It'll be great. Well, be interesting. It'll still be a lot of work, but you know, there's other things you can do rather than the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that for the rest of your life, because at the end of the day, we've only got one life. You want to make the most of it.
A lot more DIY type videos as well.
Yeah, I'm no good at DIY, but I can learn. And obviously there's plenty of content on YouTube where you can learn some of the stuff, so why not give it a go? So that's about all we've really wanted to say. This is our first year. It's been a great year. It's been a good learning curve. We want to obviously step it up, move it forward. And we hope that you'll come back to the channel. You'll like some of the videos. You'll watch some of the videos that you haven't seen before. You'll hit the bell notification and tell us what you want. And we'll do our best to try and get it. So we'll see you later and have a great day.